press conference of the wide-way consultation process, we take this opportunity to greet the people of South Africa, to greet our brothers and sisters from the African continent, and greet all Africans in the African diaspora. We also want to particularly greet members of the media, people that are joining us via different streaming platforms. We want to acknowledge and greet the President of Manahashu Workers Union of South Africa, President Robert Mwendo, who is sitting with us in front here. We want to greet Mufundisi Abelapi Ben Nabu, the traditional leaders that have joined us and those that are paying attention to this process, some of whom we have already had meetings with. We want to take this opportunity to convey our deepest thankfulness to the many people, the thousands of South Africans who responded to our request to volunteer as part of the wide-way consultation process, which is a process which is going to ask the people of South Africa whether there is a need for a political party or a political movement, and if there is a need, what values and principles should guide such a movement, and how such a movement should be funded. This process of consultation is reminiscent of the process that was followed before the adoption of the Freedom Charter 70 years ago. So yesterday marked exactly 70 years since the adoption of the Freedom Charter. Our overall assessment and observation of the Freedom Charter is that a substantial component of the Freedom Charter ideas and objectives have not yet been realized. Because the Freedom Charter says that the national wealth of our country, the heritage of South Africans, shall be restored to the people. It has not yet been restored. The Freedom Charter says the mineral wealth of the soil, the banks, and monopoly industry shall be transferred to the ownership of the people as a whole. Such has not occurred. The Freedom Charter says restrictions on land ownership on a racial basis shall be ended, and all the land will be divided amongst those who wish to banish famine and land hunger. Such is not the case. Those who own land under colonialism and apartheid continue to do so 30 years after the so-called freedom and democracy. We're here today to start a process of the real national dialogue as to what is to be done. And this national dialogue that we're beginning is not like the highly expensive talk shop, which is convened by the South African government, which clearly will have predetermined outcomes. As indicated in our press conference on the 19th of June 2025, we have constituted the National Consultation Team, which met last week, Friday and Saturday, to deeply reflect on the journey ahead. We should state that in the meeting that took place on Friday and Saturday, there were various discussions, including on the organizational structure of the wide-way consultation process, the principles and values that should guide the whole process. Also to talk as to what will be the funding framework, and there was also a discussion on the social assistance programs, which we said should speak to religious leaders, must talk to traditional leaders, must talk to workers' unions, must talk to civic organizations, must talk to civil society organizations, must speak speak to business people, we must speak to small and medium enterprises. We must also speak and appraise the foreign missions and embassies that are here in South Africa so that they do not have a misconception of the process that we are engaged in. If other political parties are willing to listen to us, we will also talk to them to appraise them of the process that we are engaged in. In actual fact, there is more than 10 represented political parties that have approached us, represented in different municipality councils, who say that they want to form part of the Mindway consultation process. And these parties come from all corners of South Africa. We have also received a list of volunteers through the online platform which we had established, a form which was filled to ask ordinary South Africans who have got access to online or websites and social media platforms to say they should volunteer. We are deeply humbled by the confidence of those that came forward to pledge their solidarity and volunteer their time for the consultation process that we're embarking on. And the number of people that we got to receive as volunteers is adequate to constitute a full organization as a political movement or political party in South Africa. Out of the people that we have, we can be able, as the Mindway consultation team, we can be able to identify leadership structures in all the 4,654 wards of South Africa, leadership structures in all the 257 regions, sub-regions of municipalities, in all the 54 regions of districts, and all the 9 provincial leadership spheres. So we are in a space now with a number of volunteers to constitute a fully fledged national organization that will be able to do the work that it's assigned to do. What is inspiring about the volunteers and people who came closer to this particular process is that the people who came closer come from all political parties, including those that are in the government of national unity, from the ANC, from the Democratic Alliance, from the EFF, from Control CIM. We also have the incumbent councillors, some of whom have already resigned and offered to resign for them to form part of the process of the consultation on what is to be done. We have received very powerful and inspiring news from different sectors of society. But what stands out of the submissions that we have received thus far is that those who are submitting to say we should form a political movement or party, they are saying that such a party must not just be a talking instrument or a party of complaints or a party of promises, of empty promises. They are saying that the party must be involved in social upliftment programs, inclusive of healthcare awareness, educational assistance programs, assistance with skills development in our communities, and a variety of other programs that are reachable and practical for a political movement or party to fulfill.